Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a birria taco, and I'm going to show you guys what I have and the ingredients. There's so many different ways you can make this taco. I've seen several videos. I've seen several recipes. I'm going to use theirs for the most part and just maybe add a couple of more spices of my own that I would like to add. So first off that you need, and most importantly for this, are your chilies. So you can use whatever flavors you would like depending on the spice or the flavors. I don't like too much spice, so I have different ones I'm going to use. I might be saying them wrong, but just bear with me. So I have the ancho chilies. I have the Pasilla chilies. I have the guajillo chilies and the Puya chilies. And then I have the New Mexico chilies and the California chilies. So those are my peppers that I have. And then I also have my ingredients, my ground cinnamon. I have my garlic cloves. I have my chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Ginger, but that's your preference. Some people I've seen put ginger in it, some not. I have thyme, cumin. I have oregano, but I also have, I'm not going to use this one. I have Mexican oregano that I'm going to use. And I have my chicken bouillon flavoring powder. I have bay leaves. I have ground cloves. I have my ground tomato paste and chicken bouillon flavor. I have the beef bouillon powder flavor. I have my Goya adobo. And I have chicken stock and beef stock. And then I have my corn tortillas. And I also have tomatoes in the back to add to my base once I get ready to blend. And then I have my pan that's heating on the stove. And I'm going to sear my beef that I'm going to use, which is a beef chuck roast. You can use lamb. You can use beef. So you can use whatever you would like as far as the lamb or beef. Today I'm going to be using the chuck roast beef. And then I have it seasoned. It's been marinating for maybe about a day and a half, almost 2 days. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it up. And I'm going to go ahead and get that into the skillet. I want to sear it. When you do that, you want to make sure sometimes people don't do it, but you want to make sure you get that meat seared in the skillet, because what it does is when you sear your beef or your lamb, whichever one you use, it traps in the flavors and it gives it a totally different flavor. Some people just put it straight in the crock pot or the Instapot or on the stove and let it boil in the juices and in the broth that they make and into the paste. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get my peppers out, get them cut open, destemmed and deseeded, and get my meat cut up, and then I'll be back shortly. Okay, so as you can see, I have my chilies that's been boiling in the beef broth. I'm going to get those into the blender. And I have my my garlic cloves I'm going to add to the blender. I didn't show you guys before, but I do have an onion. And then I also have my fresh chopped cilantro. The cilantro, so I'm going to use that for the inside of the tacos and also to garnish. So I have all my blends already together. So I'm going to get those mixed up and get everything into the blender and into the crock pot. So I'll show you guys what I have in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my chilies to the blender. I made sure that I washed and de-seeded and destemmed all of them. Really, really good. I have no seeds in there. I was able to taste my broth to see if it was spicy. It is not spicy, overpowering. It has a little kick, a mild kick, but that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my chilies into the blender, my garlic cloves, my seasonings, and then also my chipotle chili pepper that's in adobo sauce. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get one of these chili peppers. I'm not sure how spicy these are, so I'm not sure if I need one or two. I'm going to do one. Ooh, those are very spicy. Okay. All right, so I have my garlic cloves. And then I have my seasonings. And then I'm gonna add some of this broth that the chili peppers were in. So I'm gonna make sure it's just not too spicy. No, not at all. Oh, that's a good flavor. So instead of boiling them in water, I boil them in beef broth. I don't want to put too much because I don't want my blender to overflow once the chilies, okay, blend together. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this blended. Okay, so I have my crock pot here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my chilies and all my seasonings blended in together. So you want to get these blended very well because you want almost like a puree. You don't want any chunks, you want it smooth. So, all right, look at that. Let's see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. It smells amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get our meat added to the crock pot, and then we're gonna get our blend added in also. Okay, so we have our crock pot here, Instapot, and it's a crock pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the meat in. I tasted this mixture. Oh my goodness, it tastes amazing. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions in. And then I'm going to add, I have a good amount of meat, probably about, maybe about 4 bay leaves. Bay leaves are very strong, and then when you're done, you want to make sure that you take the bay leaves out. All right, so I have my bay leaves in. Now I'm going to pour in my peppers and all my mixture that I have. Look at that. And then I'm gonna add some beef stock and chicken stock. So I added some of the beef stock to the cup so I can get all the ingredients and all those good flavors out of the cup. And as you can see, my paste and my mixture is kind of thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more. This one is chicken stock, the other one was beef stock. And we're gonna go ahead and let this cook. So I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more of the broth to cover it. And then we're gonna go ahead and let this cook. It smells amazing. Okay guys, so we have our meat that has been into the crock pot, the Instapot, the pressure cooker. So it was on for 2 hours. I did turn it off maybe 30 minutes earlier. So I couldn't let the steam out. So what I did was I let it sit and simmer and let the steam just settle on its own. So we're gonna open up to see what we have. Okay, guys, so this is what we have. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. Look at all that, the flavoring and the simmering, and oh, that just looks so amazing. So what we're gonna do is, let's see how tender it is. So if you can take the meat and pretty much break it apart. You see how it's falling apart? If you can take the meat and it pulls apart like that, it's ready. And I'm glad I did turn it off the 30 minutes because it's falling apart. It would have been too soft and I didn't want it mushy. So we're going to go ahead and get our shells together in our skillet and get to frying. And we're going to make our broth, which is our consomme. And we're going to put it all together. Okay, so I'm shredding my beef. And it's pretty much pull apart because if you look, you can just take it and you can pull it apart with your fingers. You can use a fork. Of course, my hands are clean. I am cooking for my family. So my hands are clean. And you can use the fork. You can use the knife. You can pull apart however you choose. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chopped up a little bit smaller. And then we're going to go ahead and get into our skillet. So I do have my skillet preheating. And then I'm going to add some of those juices and oils to it. And then I'm going to put some of this beef back in the broth for the consomme. And then I'm going to add all the other ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and get this chopped up a little bit more. I have my meat all chopped up. And then what I did was I also took my broth and the meat and everything that was in the bottom of that pot. And I strained it and made sure I got all the bay leaves out because you don't want to eat those. So as you can see, you do have pieces of meat. So I'm going to add some more to the broth. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the cup once I place it in there. And I'm going to put a little heat to it. So as you can see, there's no seeds, no stems, no bay leaves. So everything is out. And then I'm going to add some more meat and then my scallions and cilantro and everything to the broth. So you want to take your tortilla shell and you can either dip it in the juice or you can put some in a skillet. So I'm just going to do a lightly coat. And what I like to do is they're very thin. So I like to brown them on both sides. Turn that skillet up just a little bit more. So you have to be very careful with these shells because they are very, 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 very thin. So I tried to use the tongs for them and it just ripped. So I had to use my fingers just to dip and to get it over in the skillet. So we're going to let that cook. It's heating up a little bit more. I thought it was hot enough. So we're going to let it heat up a little bit more. So what I like to do is I like to fry my shells on both sides and then fill them and then close them up. Because these shells are very, very thin. And what happened was a couple of them ripped because of the juices that you dip it in. So you have to put them in the skillet. Let them get a crisp to them and don't mess with them because if you touch them or move them, they're going to fall apart. So I'm going to go ahead and I like to let them brown on or get a little crispy on both sides. And then if it's okay with that, then I'll use one shell. But if it's still too thin, sometimes I like to use two because these are very, very thin. As you can see, they are super thin. So if you use two, it's not going to even seem like you're eating two shells. So I had already, as you can see, I'm able to flip this one without any problems. This one, I'm able to flip now, but when I tried to do that before, they just fell apart. So I'm going to go ahead and let these brown and then I'm going to assemble them. Okay, so next what you want to do is you want to add your mozzarella cheese, a generous amount. Okay, and then you want to add some of your beef. Then you want to add some onions and scallions, whichever you prefer. Some people don't like to add it to the inside. They just add it to the consomme. I like to put it in the inside and then also in the consomme. Okay, and then you get those cloves and you let them cook. Ooh, it's hot, so be careful. Okay, so you just repeat the process till you get the desired amount of tacos that you would like. All right, so I have another batch that's in. These shells did a little bit better than the first set. So like I said, you can put as much as you want on the inside, as little, whatever ingredients you would like. Okay, guys, so this is our finished product. It came out amazing. So these are the Birria Tacos. And I let the meat slow cook. And then this is what we have. I'm going to be honest, guys. I could not wait until everything was done. I had to eat one. I tasted it. It tastes amazing. It looks just as amazing. And it tastes the same. It tastes just as amazing as it looks. So this is what we have. All right, guys. So this is what we have. And as you can see, I added cilantro and scallions to my consomme and a little bit of lemon juice. We're going to go in for a taste. All right, guys. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can be notified each and every time I upload a video. And don't forget to share this video. I'm sorry, guys. It tastes so amazing. But I want to thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.